We are back with another episode of Legacy Solutions. And here with me, I have the great apostle, pastor, teacher, leader, master trader, Mr. Jerry Owens. How are you, sir?
I'm awesome. I'm so excited to be with you and to impart the little wisdom I have to help someone. So I'm grateful.
Little, sir, please. We appreciate the humility. So I wanted to bring you on because I love the message, the vision of what you have to help people build generational wealth through Forex trading. So can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Well, I'm real passionate about financial literacy, and the vehicle that really heightened my awareness was Forex, foreign exchange market, as well as crypto.
Mhm.
And I'm real passionate about, I believe, especially minorities in general, grow up in poverty and don't understand the financial or don't have financial literacy. And in consequence of that, we make bad decisions, do wrong things. So God gave me the vision of creating wealth. It is passing it down from one generation to the next. And the best way to do that is with knowledge, not just with things, but with knowledge and literacy and intelligence. And so that's my passion, Generational Wealth Investment Group. We deal with trading, also deal with real estate, also deal with just financial literacy, teaching people through seminars and other vehicles on how to build wealth that you can pass down.
I love it. I love it. And how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this, I think it's going on about 6 years.
Okay.
And yeah, about 6 years, give or take. And so I've been going strong with that. And it's been really, really a great blessing to me.
Okay. Now you mentioned minorities. Do you tend to work with more minority families? And I'm asking you this because do you find that they're receptive to your message or there's a little bit of
Oh,
kickback?
oh God, when you said it, I wanted to jump through the MacBook because I I want to work with minorities, but they're not receptive. God showed me something a while ago, uh, and this is the challenge we face. The blue collars are those construction, warehouse workers. The people who work hard with their hands and physical labor.
Mhm.
They built this country, so the majority of blue collar workers are minorities, so they work very hard. So they work in 10, 12 hours a day, making it do what it do, but they're the ones that are taxed the most. They're the
Mhm.
ones that the heaviest load is on. They
Mhm.
carry the country. They build the country. The
Right.
physical labor, they build the country. But here's the problem: because they have that mindset, they're very cautious and fearful about the hard work that they had to do to acquire some sense of stability. So for instance, you bring them to, I work, you hear most minorities, I work hard for my money, or I worked hard all week. And I work, you don't hear that
They
from top.
brag about it.
Yeah, they brag about working hard. You
Mhm.
don't hear that from the upper echelon of the wealth or from the lower class. Middle class is the ones that work hard. So when you're trying to present something to middle class, they're skeptical because how hard they work with their hands. See, I come from a father who if you didn't come home dirty, you didn't work hard. And my father worked for Merita Bakery, so he smelled like a donut every day he came home. He smelled like a donut and biscuits and bread. My mother smelled like air conditioning because she worked at Bell South. So to me, my mom ain't work. Because the way
Yeah.
my daddy made a statement, I gotta go plow mules in the morning. Now that lets you know his mentality. He's getting
Right.
up to plow mules. So I would love to snatch minorities in to teach them, but they're too skeptical because they think everything's a scam. But the upper echelon, the upper class will take a risk all day because they
Mhm.
don't have the same background. You get what I'm saying?
Right. So,
Frustrating. It's frustrating.
oh, I understand completely. I know I had to go to a mindset shift, even in pursuing entrepreneurship, is because, like you said, you feel like you have to work, or I have to put forth this effort. But really, God called us to live an abundant life,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So like we should be willing to receive that. And even, I don't want to go too far left, but even in regards to Christianity, it's like sometimes we feel like we have to work for it.
Absolutely.
Or
No,
like God can't just love me, or I can't just
yeah.
be accepted. Like I have to work for it and I have to earn it.
And the work's been done already. So for you to do more work when the work was done, that's an insult to the work of Christ. You understand?
Mm,
It insults his work because you feel like you have to work. And like last night, I'm making $1,000 while I'm asleep, and I don't have to work with my hands.
mm-hmm.
So, but people who are so skeptical, there's no way that you could make that. Why people made billions of dollars last night while we were asleep, and
Right.
they're getting up to go to work hard. Don't get me on my soapbox about minorities. I'm gonna let you don't get me on that because that's gonna take up all our time.
That's funny. That's funny. And I was gonna say too, and we'll get off of that, but not having to work hard, it frees you up to do other things that God calls you to do. Right. So you have more time for ministry, you have more
Oh
time
my
to counsel and help people.
yes, yes,
So
yes. So
I
true.
love that. I'm working it. I'm not working. I'm getting to that level. I'm
Amen.
getting to that level. So thank you for sharing that. Now, everyone's talking about recession this, recession that. Do
Yeah.
you think that that's something that we should be aware of, or is it more of like a scare tactic? Because I think the media puts a lot of things out there to scare us. There's a gas shortage, so everybody runs out to get gas, and so there's really a gas shortage, and then it drives up prices and things of that nature. So do you think it's more of a hype or more of a real factor that we need to pay attention to?
Media is in the scare business. That's the business they're in. They're in the fear business. Without fear, they wouldn't have business.
Mm-hmm.
So as you notice, they give every now and then they ever give a good story, but the most of their stories are bad news all the time. News is bad all the time. And so you can think about during a hurricane, they come, oh my God, they're on all day, and it's this is going to happen, and you're
Yeah.
nervous and you're afraid. They're in the scare business. Now here is the loophole that the media they are owned by the upper class.
Mm-hmm.
So they're owned by the big wigs. So who benefits from their bad news? Who
They
benefits?
do.
They
Mm-hmm.
do. So they're in the scare business. Now, I do believe you should be informed. I think recession is inevitable. I think it's going to happen again. Matter of fact, excuse me, one of the things you have to understand about a recession doesn't mean people don't have money. It means that the wealthy are not spending their money. They're sitting back, not doing anything, waiting for this to pass because maybe the US dollar is bad or maybe things
Mm-hmm.
go, you understand? But it is only
Mm-hmm.
minorities. I got to get back on my
I was
soapbox.
just gonna
Who
say that too.
still party, still spending all their money, still buying rental rims and cars and all kind of crazy stuff. Like right now in our country, there's a car shortage. There's a car shortage because there are worker shortage. And it's because when we came back from the pandemic, people didn't want to work. So
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have a lot of people working. So if you go to buy a lot of car lots, there are not many cars on the lot. So there's an inflation. So what do car dealerships do? They're banking off that.
Right.
So what do we keep doing? We keep going and buying the cars with the interest rate. We keep going and you understand. And we're renting rental car companies are making a killing right now.
Yeah.
So how do you eliminate that? Sit down somewhere and wait until it passes. But that's too much like right. So the reality is this: is that a recession is inevitable. We've been through them. We can make it through it, but you got to know how to use wisdom and, like you say, recession proof. If I may add, biblically, the children of Israel went through not enough, just enough, more than enough. Not enough
Mm-hmm.
is a recession. Just enough is still the same situation, and more than enough. All three of them were ordained by God. Wait a
Mm,
minute. You mean to tell me the not enough was God's will? Yes. The
wow.
just enough was God's will? Yes. The more than enough is God. Yes. We only look at more than enough, but it is not enough and just enough that helps you to get to more than enough and to sustain more than enough. So if
Wow.
you don't know how to live during a recession, you won't know how to prosper when it's over.
Wow. And there's things that you learn, like you said, you learn how to use money wisely during recession or during times of lack. You like, oh nope, let me get my budget together. We're not going
Yes.
to Applebee's or whatever. And so I think that's really important as well. What blew my mind when we was able to go outside again, I went to the mall. There were lines, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. What? How y'all ain't working and you got money for okay.
You know they got those
What?
PPP loans and all that, so they're depending on all of that, and now they're paying for it
Oh my gosh.
because an influx of cash without the mindset puts you further into bondage.
Mm,
Because the Bible says, and I got to keep going there because it's the book of wisdom.
take
He
us
says,
there.
beloved, I wish above all that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prosper. And I've said this before. He wants me to be in health and prosper as my soul prospers. Now, my soul is my choices, my mind, my intellect, my decisions. That's my soul. That's the soulish part of me. It's
Mm-hmm.
where I make my decisions. So my money can be no greater than my decisions, and my bank account can be no bigger than my choices. So if I have a 50-cent mind and I give you $50,000 within 3 months, you're gonna be back to 50 cents because
That's
your
true.
your money can only be as big as your mind. Your bank account has to fit your mindset. Your wallet can't be bigger than your thinking.
Wow. So a lot of times as believers, we ask God to bless us, we ask God to give us more, but we should be asking him to increase our capacity, right?
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. So we have to um was it Jabez, the prayer of Jabez? He asked God to enlarge his territory and increase his capacity. So
Yes,
we
sir.
he pours it out on us, and our basket is this big. It's gonna spill over.
Yeah.
We're gonna waste it and lose it.
It's,
So
it's essential because I cannot have beyond my capacity. I can't have beyond my capacity. And that's not a bad thing because that's the discipline of only getting what I can sustain. That's the
mhm,
perfect example. This is case in point. He gave them manna, he fed them from heaven, but it was only good. He said, only get enough for your family capacity. You only
mhm,
get enough manna for the
mhm,
capacity that you have. If you
mhm,
get more than your capacity, it's going to rot. Isn't that crazy? He was
mhm.
trying to force them to have discipline to only get what you can contain and what you can handle. If you get more, I tell people all the time, like I have a Porsche. So every time I go to and my wife has a Mercedes, every time we go to the Mercedes dealership, that's $1,000, $1,200. I don't care if it's an oil change. I don't care what it is.
Mhm.
I'm spending me $1,000. So you want a Mercedes and you only can handle a Toyota? You ain't
It's
gonna be able to
true.
get the oil change. So what's gonna happen? Your car gonna blow up. So you're gonna be messed up because you didn't have capacity for Mercedes, and you should have got what you had capacity for.
That's good. I like that. And I think too, a lot of times, back to your example with the children of Israel, if he had gave them more than enough in that place, they would have stayed there. They would have remained stagnant
That's good.
instead of moving on to where
Oh,
he
that's
really
real
called
good.
them to
I never
be.
thought of that. That's real good. That's real good.
Yeah. So I
Wow.
was like, okay, Lord. So I see that even in our business, it's like, okay, Lord, we're here in this place. And so let me manage where I'm at right now and manage it well. So that way, when I get to the next level or get to the next place, I can take on that next assignment that you've given me. So I'm learning that every single day. And it's like when you think that, all right, I got it, I'm ready. God's like, you got to learn a little bit more.
Always learning. You're gonna be ever learning.
Yeah. So in regards to trading, or Forex trading, how has that helped you make your life recession proof or make your finances recession proof?
It's so wonderful because I can make money every day and I make money at my own pace.
Mhm.
I don't have. uh, it's beautiful, and if you don't really find some kind of home-based business or e-commerce, you're really going to be in trouble in the next 10, 15 years. That's the reason we have a problem now, because people are no longer interested in
Mhm.
working 9 to 5s. And
Mhm.
so one of the beautiful things about the trading is that I can make money on my own. I can make money right from my MacBook at my own leisure. I can make money every day. I don't, my overhead is low. I don't have office space. I don't have employees. I don't have any of those things that take away and eat away from my money. I remember I had a cousin who put a post on Facebook and said, anybody know of any commercial real estate? So I instantly inboxed her and I said, what do you need that for? And she said, oh, for my nail business. I said, okay, so I said, are you making money now? She said, yes, I'm making good money. I said, why do you want to move from the space you're in? See, we like the appearance of a business. We want the sign out front. We want the
Right.
business cards. We want the building. We want all of. I said, why not just keep making money where you at now until it is impossible for you to do business where you are, and you'll keep stacking up money. Then you won't have rent. You won't have booth rent. You won't have any of those rent. You won't have light bill. You won't have all that stuff that eat
Mhm.
away from your profit. See, we
Right.
want to look like we're wealthy, or we want to look like a business person, which eats away at our ability to stack money, while the millionaires are in their pajamas at home making millions of dollars, while we have to look like we were a business person, and all of our money is going out of the door, out the window.
That's true. Me and Perry like to people watch. So there's times where we'll go places and you'll see people. I'm like, look, he got a lot of money. This man wearing khaki shorts, some loafers, no socks, and a t-shirt.
For real.
You know he got money because he's not spending money on frivolous things. He's got to invest it somewhere. His assets are paying for the liabilities.
It doesn't mean you can't have anything, Darnisha. You can't have nice things. You just have to be modest and use wisdom with the nice
Mhm.
things. But you know what I mean? Because I was the time I didn't have a car, or I drove my daddy's van, or I didn't have a place to stay. So I'm not sitting on here flaunting like, oh, I'm wonderful. No, I remember when I had to save and sacrifice so that
Mhm.
I could invest.
Oh, absolutely. I want the nice things. You can't see it, but on my wall, I got a picture of my Escalade, and trading is going to pay for my Escalade.
It
I
sure
wrote
is.
down how much I need to make a week with my insurance and my payment, and trading is going to pay for it. So I definitely want the nice things. I'm building up an income stream to cover it. So,
That's awesome.
mhm. So because you made like trading your business, you mentioned something to make me think about it. You can write off some of the expenses that you have that you live on. And so
I
that's
write
another
all of them
benefit.
off.
It's
I write
another
all
benefit.
of
Mhm.
them.
Right.
I
So,
write off my accountant. I write off, since the business is in my home, the rent, light bill, all of my car, gas,
right.
insurance, my phone bill. I write all that off. I use my phone for business.
Absolutely. And I think we miss that too because we have these side hustles or we have these businesses and we don't want to claim it on our taxes because we don't want to pay taxes on it, but then you're missing opportunities to really grow your business, to establish yourself as reputable in the future when you want to buy a home, get property, and things of that nature. So it's like we really got to shift our mindset and get past that trying to get over mentality. So
Absolutely.
all right. I'm trying to bring it back to this trading thing so we can keep going. But I
Okay.
love it. I love how the foundation is mindset. And there's so many different ways that we can recession proof our life. And it doesn't have to be trading. Like you said, it could be establishing
Right.
a business, another income stream. You said that you have accounting. So using, making sure that you establish your business as a business, right? And putting proper systems in place to run it effectively. So I love that. And I think that's a mindset thing, as well as a management, because we need to manage our resources as well, whether it's in our business or our family and so forth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mindset is like, it's the key. You become wealthy mentally before you are physically.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand that because they paper chase. I
Mm-hmm.
don't chase the paper, chase the mindset to be able to handle what's the money always come. Money's gonna come. Money will come. If you
That's
got a
true.
business and you'll be, see, when you chase the product or the money, then you only have it as long as you have that product and that money. But if you get the mindset, if one business closed, you can start another. If one situation shut down, then you can do another. You can keep
Absolutely.
it. Mind will translate from one area to the next. Product doesn't.
Mm-hmm. That's
Product
true.
doesn't. If you are in the shoe business, you can't take the shoe business into the grocery business. They don't. They're two different entities. But I
Right.
can take the mindset I had in the shoe business to the grocery business, and then I can excel because the mind is what I need to get, and not just the stuff or the things.
I love that. That's good. I remember, I don't know if I was reading it somewhere, but they were saying that if you give a homeless man, and you made reference to this before, $1 million, he'll be broke 6 months or within a year. But if I take Elon Musk, if I take Jeff Bezos, take everything away from him,
Get it again.
he will build it again.
They'll build it again. They'll build it again. Isn't that
That
crazy?
is so powerful, man.
It is. It's powerful because you notice most people who win the lottery are broke within 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen one story, guy won the lottery. He won the lottery. He hated it because to get money that fast and your mind hasn't grown into to be able to handle that kind of money, it becomes more of a curse to you than a blessing.
Mm.
He lost his marriage. I think he lost one of his children.
Wow.
He lost all kind of friends. He said, I want his money because this was before the days of the internet. So he won, and everybody was sending him letters. Everybody had a business plan that they need him to invest into. Everybody's sick.
Mm.
My mama's sick. My dad. He couldn't handle that
Right.
because he didn't know how to say no to that, because wealthy people learn how to say no as you build wealth. You will not build wealth without saying no to certain things, people, and places. So it's really dangerous to get money that fast. And when
Mm-hmm.
you get money that fast and you don't know, haven't grown to the point to where you can handle that.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's
Oh
like
God.
giving Zoe a Ferrari.
Right.
Not only can she use it to its full capabilities, but she can hurt herself and hurt others around her because she's not
Right.
ready for it.
Right.
Wow. That's good. That's good. So what do you think are some of the misconceptions that people have, not just about trading, but just establishing another income stream, beyond the 9 to 5?
Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Fear. And here's what's crazy about it, Donisha, is they aren't afraid to work for somebody for 2 weeks for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a week in the hole wherever you go to work. So
That's true.
they'll go work for 2 weeks on credit.
That's
On
true.
credit.
That's
We
true.
celebrate a child getting a student loan for hundreds of thousands of dollars, but will not support somebody getting a business loan for $20,000. You look at it, be two different posts. One post, I've been accepted to this college and I got this
Mm-hmm.
kind of loan. You
Yeah.
got 1,000 likes. This person said, I just accepted, I just graduated from college. I have a business idea and I just got a 20,000. They'll be telling me, you better be careful. It's all kind of warnings. It's all kind of warnings for him. Ain't no warnings for this. The problem is I think the big problem is fear. It is the
Mm.
convenience of getting a check makes them afraid to step out on what they believe. And here's what's crazy: the one they working for, the person they working for, had to have courage to start that business and
Absolutely.
for them to get a job at. And
Absolutely.
it's just fear. I think fear is behind a whole lot of things that we struggle with. And sometimes you got to be able to take a risk to change the trajectory of your entire life. And it takes that. So I think fear will be the number one thing. It's the fear of not getting a check, not knowing that those people can fire you any day. The
Any
pandemic
day.
should have taught them that they weren't essential. They were not
That's true.
essential. So,
And the pandemic taught us too that having a business is really what they care about because they put the most effort into making sure
oh
that the
my God.
businesses didn't fail.
They gave so much money. Didn't they give so many
Hmm.
resources and money?
So much.
Many of these businesses we're enjoying now were birthed out of recession.
Hmm.
Whether you're talking about Uber and Lyft and there's so many other Airbnbs and there's so many businesses that started. The person started it because they lost their job and was in the
Hmm.
recession.
Absolutely. So it's fear. Do you think people deal with fear of success as well as fear of failure?
Yeah. Success does bring about some fears. Failure has way more fears, but success does have some fears. Some people will, you ever had children in school, they were really smart, but they
Hmm.
would do mediocre work because their friends were talking about them or would pick at them or bully them for having good grades.
Hmm.
Super intelligent. I knew a guy was so smart, it came so easy to him, but he just made C's and B's to fit in when he could have been straight A student. So success does bring fear because success shortens your circles and your associations become small. That's why a lot of you'll find a lot of successful athletes and uh, actors. They try to live so isolated lives
Hmm.
because success brings a whole lot of trauma and pain as well as failure.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you taking out the time to speak with me. Any closing remarks, any last words on how we can build wealth, recession proof our life, change our mindset?
Well, I thank you. I thank you for having me. I'm always passionate about sharing something, pitfalls, mistakes, triumphs, victories that I have experienced that will help someone's life. It gives a sense of sanity to my
Hmm.
insanity. And I just want to appreciate you for having passion for this and seeking to help people who, need that kind of information. I do have one question. So tell me the vision, the passion of legacy, and what is your goal for that?
Whew, man,
Uh,
that's so loaded. So
uh,
legacy solutions is like it's that like I want it to be a place or resource for people to not just build and establish wealth, but as I mentioned to you previously offline, mindset management, maintenance, teaching them how to change their mind, how to manage their resources, not just maintain their progress, but to like excel and get to the next level. So this is where the podcast came from. I also do some financial literacy things as well to teach people the management part. In addition, like my business is accounting. So I offer accounting services so that way I can help people manage their business finances, take advantage of write-offs and things of that nature, and take their business to the next level. So eventually I want to finance businesses. Um, I want people to come. I want to be my own Shark Tank. You come, present your business plan,
good. That's good.
and we'll fund your business.
I set my faith in agreement with you. Maybe I can come on your Shark Tank
Oh,
podcast,
listen,
and we can help.
you my uncle apostle, you already there.
I want to invest too. So thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to getting this message out to the good folks.
Yes, sir.
All
Let's do
right.
it. Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.